Denver's embarking on a quest to do something no other major American city has ever done. Mayor Mike Johnston says he'll end homelessness in 4 years. That'll require the city to shut down homeless encampments. He's not exactly the first to try and do that. Our Marshall Zellender wanted to know how that's any different than what the last administration tried.
Based on the most recent point-in-time count by the Metro Denver Homeless Initiative, there are 1,423 people unsheltered in Denver.
Thank you so much for being here.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnston has a goal to get them all off the street in 4 years, and 1,000 of them, 70%, off the street by the end of this year. But encampments will not go away until the city has somewhere to house the unhoused.
We are waiting for us to bring housing units on. When housing units are available, then we would come to people in an encampment and say, we now have housing units to move you to. Let us help you move to those units.
Johnston wants to shelter the unsheltered in one of 4 places: empty rental units, hotels turned into housing, micro-communities like his tiny homes idea, or commercial buildings that can be converted into shelters.
When we don't have units, there will still be camping in some parts of the city until we get enough units, but we want to reduce those number of sites. We want to have neighborhoods and regions that we can start to close off to camping.
He calls it decommissioning encampments. I asked him about that term during his news conference.
Is decommission a fancy word for a sweep? And how does your policy differ than former Mayor Michael Hancock?
Yeah, it's very different. And the reason why it's very different is I think the old camping ban enforcement was people are living on a block and you want them not to be living there. And so you force them to move all their stuff and move off that block. When you are not offering those folks someplace to go in the form of housing, all they can do is take their stuff and move to the next block.
While he said encampments will stay until there are units to move people into, he will continue to clear encampments for similar reasons that existed under former Mayor Michael Hancock.
That being said, we still do know when there are places where we have public health or safety risks, or where we have right-of-way infringements, or we have private property that's being infringed, we are continuing to clean up or intervene in those sites, and so that will continue.
So you heard both. Encampments will stay until there are places to shelter the unhoused, and also encampments will still be cleaned up for public health and safety reasons or infringing on property. How can both be true? Great question, Mark. Sounds like a case-by-case scenario, but that wholesale sweeps of encampments probably won't be happening. But it would be inaccurate to say sweeps are done.
Sure. So in the last administration, we called them sweeps.
Right.
Now they want us to refer to what they're doing as decommissioning encampments.
We got a news release trying to clear up the difference from the mayor's office, and decommission is being used as a term to say that happens when we close a place and move them somewhere else. And they didn't use the word sweeps, but it sounds like a synonym.
Which I guess only time will tell on what is different, what stays the same, and what's just different language to use the same thing.
Right. The first public health and safety issue, maybe it's too dirty or whatever, like we'll find out. Where are you putting those people? And if they're not going into a home, then it wasn't decommissioned, it was swept.
Got it.
By the way,